Hey guys, it's Teatime here and welcome back to a speed build. Yes, another speed build finally. So sorry about the state of my channel. I've been having a little bit of a channel identity crisis, I guess you could call it. For a better explanation, I guess I've been not necessarily enjoying creating my Let's Plays. Ones with my sister are fun, but I'm not sure they suit my channel, and the ones with Sims are, for some reason, not so fun, and I have trouble figuring this out. Because I really want to do Let's Plays, but I don't know, I get in and my brain goes blank. I don't know, who else experiences that? I'm sure a lot of people actually do, because when you go to speak out loud rather than sort of just planning stuff in your head, sometimes all your thoughts can get muddled, and for some reason it just stumps me really badly, and I'm not quite happy with how my Let's Plays are and how I feel when I'm playing them, I guess. And if you're not enjoying it, why are you doing it? At least when it comes to, doing a job like this, I guess. So for now, I will be announcing that I'll be stopping my Not So Berry. Which makes me sad. It was something I was really excited about. But I will be doing other LPs in the future. I think they'll be shorter. I'm the sort of person that loves starting a game, and at some point I just stop and kind of give up. And so 10 generational Let's Play might be pushing it for me until at least I've got a better idea of how I want to do my Let's Plays. So yes, that's the decision for now. If you disagree, you really like what I'm doing, do let me know, and be more specific. Let me know what you do or do not like about what I do with my Let's Plays, and other things for that matter. I can take a little bit of constructive criticism. But in terms of that, mostly I'll probably be focusing on builds on my channel, but I have Creative Sims planned and Let's Plays planned still. It's just it'll just depend on what I am doing at what time, so it may just be a bit more random on my days should it start being steady again, providing my daughter doesn't get horribly sick. But she's a toddler, so I'm sorry guys. Inconsistency. Anyway, you may notice the sad music in the background of this. This build I did start just as a sort of single mum's house. It was aimed at being, a parent, most likely in my head, a mother who has a good job, is well off, but doesn't have her partner around and is raising perhaps a child to a teen, possibly female, on their own. It was not particularly cheap. I think at least it comes up to 80 to 100,000. 100,000. You know what I mean. 80 to 100. If you play Sims, you know what I mean. I just can't words right now, and I'm getting muddled. But yes, it is lovely. It is very warm on the inside, and the sad music indicating there is a little bit of a story to this house. Now, I didn't really start off with too much of a story. I didn't have in my head where the partner had gone or anything, but you will see as I go on, I do start to place little things around that indicate somebody else might have been living here at one point, which I guess is something you could pick up, knowing that perhaps only a single parent and a child do live here. I'll point them out as I go, and point out the character of the person, but this build is called Without You for a reason. And honestly, whilst making this, I was like nearly crying. Do you ever do that where you start making up a story and you just get so involved that you just, oh my goodness. This is what I used to do when I used to write novels and things. I say used to, I never finished one. It's a thing I still want to do in the future, but there'd be part of my storylines where I'd be so heavily involved, and I'd try and tell people, and I couldn't express it because I hadn't really written it down yet, and it's just a muddle of emotion and words, and anyway, it's such a good feeling when you kind of come up with a little bit of story, and it just gives you a little bit of a story writing is, I don't know. I don't always do it, and I'm not always good at it, and I don't really want to do it as a purposefully regular thing on my channel in some ways, because then there's an expectation and then you get writer's block essentially. And I just want to make sure that I'm free to sort of do the things that I enjoy, and I think in turn that will be the things that you guys enjoy. I think somebody who's making what they want to make attracts the sort of people who want to watch that. And I've had some good advice from people on Twitter and other YouTubers on I guess what to do there, and as usual my husband's always supportive, so yeah. Anyway, there is a lot from, I think, Seasons and Jungle Adventure in some of the main items in this house, as well as some Get Together. I mean, it's a bit of a mishmash, one of my usual mishmash kind of pieces, because I did want to start this off being very limited, but I don't know, if I'm trying to tell a story, I just don't want to be limited, you know. Yeah. Anyway, doing a little bit of a shelf piece here. I think this sort of thing's really cute, and this is one of the nicest looking little kitchen shelf setups I've actually made, which is very surprising. I'm not usually good at them. Clutter for me is usually a little bit of a mess, so I've learnt to start keeping it very simple, even if it means leaving out things that might be part of storytelling. I think first of all the game runs better, and secondly I think I'm better at simplicity and creating warmth and whatnot with color and style and whatnot, rather than clutter. Some people are absolutely fantastic at clutter. I think of someone like Evelyn, for example, but me, it's not particularly my talent right now, I guess. Anyway, we're moving on to the laundry. I thought I'd put it right off the kitchen. I did plan out the layout of this house before actually making it, which I haven't really done too often, but I did pull out my grid paper and got into it, and I think it helps a lot because it cuts down some of the building process a lot. In that I know sort of what I'm doing, how many bedrooms, you know, where the entry is and all of that. And I think the layout sort of ends up making a bit more sense. I mean, the spontaneity of just creating something on the spot does create really cool things as well, but I think now and then I just want to be a bit more precise with what I'm doing, I guess, and this was a good way to do it. I do love this little laundry in the end. It's very simple, but very warm, and I think that does sum up the house a lot. It looks like somebody is living in it or could be living in it. This lady in my head, I mean, it could be a gentleman. It's up to you if you want to, whatever, play with it and whatever. They are a vet, well off, but fairly down to earth. I'm picturing maybe this family has a small dog. That's sort of how I've set it up. If you do have cats and dogs, that's there. If you don't, those things will just disappear and you will not notice at all. So I wouldn't worry too much about those. They don't dominate the house, but I think there might be a few furniture items, so I guess, we'll see. But setting up just a little TV nook here. I thought this corner was fairly cozy, and that's the sort of feel I wanted to go for. I've had a few people I've known who've been one child and one parent, and quite often there is a really intimate coziness to some of their living spaces, and that's sort of, I think, what I wanted to pick up here. Was it just a little closed in sort of comfort? Anyway, putting in a fireplace here. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm so excited, right? Because we're getting new fans with Island Living, and apparently, at least I've heard, now the fans actually cool down a room. So, I mean, that's so good for something like Off the Grid, although I don't know if a fan still runs Off the Grid. But in my mind, it's like you have a fireplace, you have a fan, and you don't need, that stupid central heating thing, that air conditioning or whatever you want to call it, which is great because I don't picture all families having that. I mean, a lot of my life, we haven't had that, and a chunk of it, my parents have had that, and, in our house, we've just got one sort of built-in thing, and we just sort of function with little things and ceiling fans in other places, and I think having that sort of variety in the game is really nice. Creating, I guess, more houses that are realistic or varied makes it really nice. I'm so excited to get my hands on Island Living. Oh my goodness. Please. Oh dear. Anyway, we're moving up to a bit where we're basically I start really pulling together the character, I guess, of the Sims. I did originally want to put 2 tables in here, so the, I guess, mother and daughter, as I suppose I'm calling them, could work together. But in the end, I moved the daughter's study sort of table into her bedroom, and yes, just made this office for the mother. It's actually one of the messier, more cluttered looking or feeling, I guess, rooms, which I kind of liked, that there's this sort of cleanness to the rest of the house. And then in here is sort of just where she is herself, I guess. So maybe she has people over, guests over and whatnot. Yeah, that's sort of what I was feeling. But I love that little chair in the corner. Maybe her daughter sits there and reads with her feet up, all comfy, while her mum is working on filing some things or whatever she's doing. Yeah, but very cozy and comfy in the end. And I do change those curtains, I believe, to purple, which sort of match this little corner chair. And I have put up a few of those, the little stools with a plant on them. I don't always do that, but I did it a lot in this build, and I think it suits it really, really well. But that's pretty much the office done once I get those curtains up. Yeah, but I think we're about to do some actual real character stuff. Oh no, we're still putting up posters. Yeah, here we go. Anything else? Honestly, don't remember. Oh yeah, okay, I'm putting a few vet type things up to say that they've got a dog. And oh, here we go. This is my favorite little table. If you haven't seen this before, that's in the sort of miscellaneous tables. So useful for various things. Oh wow, okay, so we're nowhere near the bit that I thought we were up to. I just edited this and literally do not remember what's happening. Oh my goodness, I've got the worst memory at the moment, guys. Just absolutely the worst. Anyway, this is where some more of that jungle adventure stuff comes in. I do love this bed. I actually did this bedroom completely different to start with, and then deleted everything and started from scratch, so you're not seeing all the mistake stuff, because honestly, who wants to sit through that? Sometimes you cannot tell what a person's thought process is by the complete mess they're creating, and that's what I thought, so I didn't leave it in. But yes, I kind of like this sort of grey and warm, light sort of browns sort of feel, I guess we go with in the end. Yeah, so just setting up this bedroom. We did put the little bed in again for the dog. I did put a little chair in one of the corners, and yeah, just sort of figure it out. I do like that double wardrobe at the end of the bed. I feel like that feels really nice. And I do put the stool back in one of these corners and raise a plant again. You will see in just a moment as I pull out the stool from here. No, oh yeah, I was trying those first. No, I just keep using this stool. This thing should have just been a table. Sorry, this should just be a side table. It's so much more useful as a side table. Anyway, I thought maybe she sits there and reads now and then, maybe with the puppy dog on her lap, and it's a bit of a quiet place for her to sit. Or maybe she puts her shoes on, who knows? I don't know what those books are, but I thought there might be a story behind them. Yeah, just doing the bathroom. Bathroom's pretty simple, using those subway tiles. I think they look really nice in this house that has a bit of a contemporary, slightly warm feel. But I really love these bathrooms in the end, and I do end up copying and pasting this room to the other bathroom place. And moving a couple of things around, as you will see. And again, we're using the Jungle Adventure counters because they are wonderful and beautiful, and I love them. Yeah. Yeah, we are about to start getting some character in. I think the first thing we do put down is in the living room, though. So not here yet. No, we're about to copy and paste. Yes, here we go. That's it. Put it down. Just put it down. I love when I talk to myself during the while I'm doing a voiceover, I just get annoyed at myself. I'm like, what are you doing? Just put it down. Anyway, this is the daughter's room. Maybe she has friends sleep over now and then, and they use it as well. So I do end up putting a couple of towels in. And yeah, I love how it turns out. Pretty simple, but looks used and lived in, which I really like. And then the mother's room is a little cleaner again. Yeah, and she has her little makeup thing, maybe when she goes to work or when she goes out with some friends or whatever it might be. And I do just change those flowers there because I did find that they were not fitting and it was annoying. So yeah, that's sort of what we end up with there. After I just placed that, oh no, we're moving on to the daughter's bedroom. Wow, really? Already? Okay, so I must go back and put a whole heap of details in. Unless I missed something. Okay, I did just check and it does seem like maybe I've actually cut out some footage. I don't know how. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's in the screenshots at the end. Maybe I'll just explain it, and if we come across it, whatever. But I don't think I put it this late in the video, so yeah, I do on that side table in the dining area. There is a little plane that is placed there, and an urn, and a picture which unfortunately has an apple in it right now, but in my mind maybe that's a picture of, I'm thinking maybe this woman's husband or partner or whoever that has passed away. And the concept, I guess, of the house was that it wasn't that long ago. I start placing more and more things around that sort of display the character of this missing person, I guess. They were in the military, they've won some awards, and there is an award that I do place next to the mother's bed that is essentially one that's about sacrifice and brave deeds. And I thought maybe they actually essentially gave their life to save someone else. And it's a sad thought. Like I said, making this towards the end, I was a bit of a downer. I was a bit sad. Oh, I'm like, oh no, what have I created? But I kind of had to keep going. When I've created something with story, I can't not put it up, even if it's a bit sad. So I'm sorry if it does trigger anything for someone. But it was something I really had to continue on doing. So you can sort of see the side table, I guess, now. I figured maybe that was a little model plane that he put together with his daughter when she was younger. It's just a little memorial thing. And in my head, he's a little bit into sports and gardening, so you'll see there's plants around. There's also sporting equipment hidden around the place, and I do eventually put a box and some things in the mother's bedroom that perhaps she hasn't sorted out yet. She hasn't brought herself to do that. I'm getting sad again. Oh gosh, guys, what have I done? I like I said, I do love it. I love the character. I think I'll probably end up putting this house, if I ever do a save file, in the save file with a family that does tell that story. Just because it's a nice little sweet twist to a townie, for a townie to have. Oh my goodness, I changed this balcony and where I have things around so many times. Just put the bowls down. Yes, come on. There we go. We're there. I do put this little piece here in, and just some tools for the barbecue. So it's a nice little happy area to sort of sit around and maybe have a couple of friends over. I figure they have small friend groups, but they're pretty close. Maybe some more relatives around the place to keep them company, which would be really nice in a harder time. But little chest thing out the front. I kind of almost always have to put a chess table in if I can, again, because it is such a core thing for Sims. If they need logic, it's the most obvious place to go. But I did think I'd put something like the washing line outside. I thought it was nice for maybe the teen or child or whoever to do chores. That's a nice obvious one. Things like setting the table and putting out the washing and whatnot. It's a little bit of a comfy sort of vibe to everything, where it feels like these two really are a team. At least in my head, that's how it feels. It feels like they're really working together to kind of get through things. So here you go. I'm starting to place down strange items that I come across. You did see I placed down a baseball bat, so maybe an indication that she's held on to that and isn't quite letting one of those things go yet. The swing in my mind is maybe where the daughter used to sit with her dad and talk about things. So there's a lot of little story things I guess you could miss if I wasn't explaining them. But if I were to put a family in, I guess it would explain it just a little bit. But we're starting to get onto some of the landscaping. We go back inside in a bit to sort of do a bit of cleaning up, but I am just trying to get some of this, I guess, organized and done now, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with some of the colors outside, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I do pick these sort of purple tones to, I think it contrasts with the orange on the terracotta tiles really nicely, and I think that's sort of what I was going with. And the whole thing has a slight autumny, summery almost feel, somewhere between those seasons, which I think is really, it just suits this house really well. You could change up the colours though. I mean, as usual, guys, if you ever want to change any of my builds, just go for it. Just do make sure you credit me if it's a video or whatever, and do link me as well. I want to see what you're doing. Hashtag sort of add me to your builds in the gallery if you do mess with anything, and yeah. I'd love to see what you're doing. I'd love the Sims community is absolutely fantastic. So really being able to see what you guys are doing and take advantage of just the easy access we have to each other, I guess, is really good. Yeah, just working on this hallway because I did forget it earlier. So I had to come back and fix the thing up, but I do put a little side table in here, and you'll see my usual pile of letters will come out. There it is. And I thought, I'll put down a little school bag for the kid as well. Yeah, and that's sort of mostly where we end up, what we end up with in here, apart from maybe one plant. And I do change some of the art in here as well. Oh, that was another thing actually. I thought maybe the mother had traveled around a lot, and there's a couple of hints in the daughter's room perhaps that she also would like to travel around. She aspires to be like her mum. Yeah, that's sort of another little character thing I think I had in my head while I was making this. Here I am just lighting up the outside of the house, lighting up the garden, making it look kind of warm and delightful, but we are about to finish. There you go, you can see I'm placing down the metals now. To tell a bit of a story, I really wanted to put a letter on the mother's side table here as well, but I couldn't get one to sit, so I gave up. But there is a box of goodies that she has not unpacked, and one of the last things I did as well that you may not have seen is I put some sporting gear hiding under the daughter's bed. Perhaps she couldn't bring herself to get rid of. Yeah, so sorry if I have made your day sad, but here are the screenshots. I hope you have enjoyed despite all that, and do like and subscribe if you would like to, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!